we are going to talk about the customer engagement and collaboration in SAP S/4HANA Cloud implementation. Number one, end users needs to be onboarded and trained by change management team for a successful transition to SAP S/4HANA Cloud in the deploy phase. So as you remember, the activate methodology has got multiple phases. In that, the last phase is deploy. So since it is the last phase, like any other project we do from SAP side, they will provide you the training how to use the project. So end user will get onboarded and trained. So in this scenario, it will be done by the change management for a successful transition to the S4 cloud in the deployment phase. So that is the last phase. The extended project team comprises a customer line of business process experts and other supporting customer experts involved in integration and customization activities. So what they are saying, we have our project team which contains a customer line of business process experts. So from customer side, there will be a lobby of customers who are expert in process as well as other supporting customers, customer experts involved in integration and customization activities. Say suppose we are doing any integration with other systems. So for that, they will be involved so that they will know how this integration has been done and they will be able to proceed with any changes if required. If it is done by SAP, then it will be difficult for them to proceed. So that is why they are saying from the customer side, we would need customer line of business, a business process expert as well as other customer expert for the integration and customization activities. Partner consultant lead LOB specific workshops to collect configuration values, evaluate SAP best practices, integration specifications, and required customizations. So, customer will get involved in the actual integration and the customization activities. However, partner consultants only lead LOB specific workshops to collect configuration value. So what this means, say suppose we have finance, we have procurement and sourcing, we have Ariba, we have many other things. So in that scenario, we would need their LOB to actually collect configuration values from each department so that exact value can be set in the configuration. They can also ask them to evaluate the best practices for their LOBs, integration specifications, and required customization. So as I said, customer get involved, partners get involved, but their involvement are on different parts. The involvement of at least one organizational change management expert in each workshop to identify change impact of each LOB. So this is important because we work on multiple LOBs. LOBs like each line of business. So each line of business will have their own changes. So we want organizational change management expert, at least one expert to be involved so that they can identify the change impact of each LOB. Identifying change impact is vital for determining training requirements to ramp up employees, consumers of the solution. So this is very important so that it will be vital for determining the training requirements to ramp up or consumers of the solution. Next is the same, but here customer engagement and collaboration in SAP S/4HANA Cloud implementation. Earlier it's the same. Looks like it is the same steps to same slide. I am just not reading that slide because it's the same. Next is roles and responsibilities. Project team structure. So project team structure, remember when I showed the activate slide where all the phases are there, then comes the project uh, ex, uh, executive sponsors. So we are going to talk about the executive sponsors in the initial phase, on the discover phase, if you remember that. The executive sponsors on the customer and partner slash SAP project team collectively make up the steering committee. So they are the steering committee. They are responsible for overall project coordination, including critical decision, budget, resources, and decisions that affect the entire organization. So their responsibility is overall project coordination. Any critical decision needs to be taken. They are the one who will be taking any the budget. They will be the one who will be providing the budget, as well as resources and the decision that affect the entire organization. So, as we know, the executive partners or sponsors are the steering committee who are responsible for all the major decisions, major budget, resources, and everything that affect the organization. The steering committee is also last level of escalation. For example, if a custom development is required to resolve a requirement. So say suppose if we want to do escalation, we don't directly go and do the escalation to executive sponsor, but we do because they are the highest people in the organization. So we don't have rights to go all the way up and do the escalation. We will do the escalation only in the end. Okay. So we will go on to next project team structure, that is project managers. What they do. Project managers on the customer and partner slash SAP teams are responsible for setting up SAP S4HANA Cloud Implementation project in SAP Cloud ALM. So this will, I will take you through SAP Cloud ALM and explain you how we do the project management in that. Once set up, SAP Cloud ALM makes the task and deliverables from SAP Activate methodology roadmap actionable, meaning they can be assigned to responsible project team members so that completion can be tracked. So how this work is, we have activate methodology step. If you are I'm not sure you're aware of the basic project management steps like initiation, design, implementation, um, and like delivery and all that. So similarly, instead of those steps, we have discover, implement, then release and deploy phase. So that is from the activate methodology. So SAP Cloud ALM go with those steps in the project management, and we will have resources assigned, we will have timelines assigned, milestones assigned, and all those things will be done in Cloud ALM. Once set up, Cloud ALM makes the task and deliverables from SAP Activate methodology roadmap. Yeah, I read about this. So that's what I was trying to tell. Project managers' main role is to use Cloud ALM to set up their project management activities, which is like all the deliverables through Activate methodology roadmap. Then comes the customer system admin. The customer system admin, which is the IT contact, and partner slash SAP lead configuration expert work together to get all necessary system provisioned and permission granted to relevant team members to access each system. So basically, what we do is from SAP side, SAP slash partner will be a group, and also from customer side, there will be system admin. These two work together for two things. One is to get the necessary system provision. I will show you. I will take you to a screen and show you what I'm talking about, and permission granted to the relevant team members to access each system. So roles and responsibilities looks like this. In this picture, on the left hand side, what you see is the customer project team. So as customer project team will have executive sponsors, and on the left hand side we have partner project team. There also we will have our executive sponsors, and the project manager. Both the sides we would have project manager, but on the customer side we will have system admin. That is, the IT contact will be from the customer side. So we were talking about the steering committee, the entire people involved in this process. So customer project team has got executive sponsors, project manager, system admin. So IT contact is mainly from the customer project, not from partner project. Partner project team has got lead configuration expert. They do the configuration mainly. And then we will have LOB customer experts. That is various line of business we have: sales, finance, marketing. We will have, as I said, procurement, sourcing, all those LOBs. So we want one or multiple experts from those LOBs. So they will participate fit to F2S workshops to review business processes in SAP S4HANA Cloud and provide feedback. Participate in UAT of configured system. So basically, in the initial phase, fit to standard, there is a workshop we discussed on Thursday. So in that fit to standard is basically a workshop where all these LOBs will participate, and they will look at the available business processes, and they will confirm, okay, these business processes are required from the standard, and we also need our custom business processes in some scenario. In some case we might not require, because SAP is providing a huge number of business processes, so we can pick it from SAP business processes itself. And once that process is done, once they provide the feedback, they will participate in the end. That means once the lead configuration expert does the configuration, um, what we will do, we will every configuration is done, we will make them participate in UAT of configured system. And then technical experts will be there. So I hope you understand this flow. First flow on the left side: executive sponsor, project manager, IT contact, LOB customer experts, what they do. And finally, we have technical expert. They will be part of integration, data development, and IT. And then comes the partner project team, where I talked about lead configuration expert. Then we have LOB configuration expert. So we will have partner SAP/SAP. LOB configuration experts will be there. What they will do, they will be responsible for anything related to the business processes in the LOB area of expertise. It could be the configuration value, it could be the business roles, key user, in-app extension, output management, analytics, data migration, integration, and testing. So they will be involved in all these areas. And then finally, we have technical uh, expert, which provides integration, side by side extensibility. So this is what the entire part comes in. And in the middle, you see the change management. So change management will be make the critical decision, escalation, budget, approval of overall project, set up projects and assign tasks via SAP Cloud ALM, deliver project status updates, and facilitates the connection between resources on both teams. So you need to understand only three things. We have a customer project team, we have a change management team, and also partner project team. On the customer side and a partner side, we have executive sponsors and project managers. They are common. But from there, whatever we have, it is like system admin. We don't have system admin on the partner side because customer who is implementing the cloud will have their own IT department. That will not be handled by the partner. But partner project team will have a lead configuration expert for doing the configuration, and also LOB customer expert as well as LOB configuration experts. They will configuration experts will do all the business process configurations, whereas LOB customer expert will participate in fit to standard workshop to review their business processes in SAP S/4HANA Cloud and provide feedback, and later on they will participate in UAT. And finally, we have technical expert. They will do integration, data development, and IT on the customer side, whereas on the partner side, what they will do the integration, they will do side by side extensibility. So that's mainly about the entire roles of our key stakeholders. Next is the roles and responsibilities. The partner slash SAP line of business configuration expert lead fit to standard workshops with the corresponding LOB experts from the customer's extended project team that we had seen earlier. The partner slash SAP LOB configuration experts are responsible for documenting important information related to the business processes in their LOB area of expertise with the requirements app in SAP Cloud ALM. So in SAP Cloud ALM, we have a requirement application. This group means the partner slash SAP LOB configuration experts will document the important information related to business processes in their area in this particular application. So Cloud ALM is very important. We use multiple parts of Cloud ALM, and I will take you to that. So we were talking about the roles and responsibilities continuation. So earlier we discussed not able to go up. Yes, now I can. The role it talked about the partner SAP line of business configuration experts, then partner slash SAP LOB configuration experts, what they do. If it is mainly on the customer side, they will be part of the fit to standard workshop, and they will make sure slash SAP LOB configuration experts are responsible for documenting the important information regarding the business processes in the requirement app in SAP Cloud ALM. Now we are going to get into the realize phase. So in the realize phase, the documented requirements will be implemented by partner slash SAP LOB configuration expert for the following. So this in the realize phase, who is implementing it? It is implemented either by SAP slash partner LOB configuration experts. And what they are doing, they are entering the configuration values in SAP Central Business Configuration. That is the CBS client. You remember this? Oh, you can't see this URL. Okay, fine. There is a CBS client or rather tenant we have. So in that, all the configuration we do, created the scope and all, right? That we did it in the CBS. So this is the CBC, that is Central Business Configuration. Defining business role customization. So they in the realize phase, they will do business role customization. building key user in-app extension using SAP Fiori app in SAP S/4HANA Cloud, defining output management customization using capabilities with SAP S/4HANA Cloud to customize relevant analytical app, migrate data for relevant migrate. You should remember all these things, because when each phase comes, you should be able to have an idea about what to be done. That's why the slides are important. So we were talking about, like, as I said, the configuration value will be entered in central business configuration, defining business role customization, building key user in app extension using SAP Fiori app in SAP S/4HANA Cloud, defining output management customization using capabilities within SAP S/4HANA Cloud to customize relevant analytical app, migrate data for relevant object, setting up best practices, SAP best practice integrations for business processes that require integration to function correctly, setting up and running the test automates in the test automation too. So these are the steps we do it in the realize phase. So that's pretty much about the second chapter. This is a very simple chapter. This talks about who are the key stakeholders, as you know, customer side, and we have SAP/partner side. And now I hope you know the difference between the parties within each section. And in the center, we have our change management team. They mainly perform on the cloud ALM side. So that's pretty much about the second chapter. We can get into to the material. I'll have to change presenting. So now we are going to define the system landscape in cloud. And agenda in this chapter, we will explore the system landscape and navigating to release upgrades. Okay. So first, exploring the system landscape. This is important, okay, for your case as well. You need to keep remembering the terminologies. So basically, on an S/4HANA cloud, as you were asking, we do have a starter system, we do have a development system, we do have a test system and production. So this is the landscape actually. In the landscape, we have got central SAP Central Business Configuration, CBC, which is where we do the configuration, where we created the project, we try to define the scope, we try to assign the deployment target and all that. And not only that, when we define the configuration, we define the applications as well. Then we go on to SAP Cloud Identity. So I will take you to this part. This is something, as I said, I am not a person to edit or modify. I can only show. So this is only one. And as well as the business central business configuration is also only one. And SAP Cloud ALM is there. So it will do all the project management activities and change management recorded and everything. Then SAP BTP comes into picture, where if you want to do UI5 application, Fiori application, certain integration, so we will have BTP client. I will take you to that as well. So these four names, along with the system landscape, you should be remembering, so that it'll be easy for us to go further. So you got it right?
Yes. I mean, in the earlier setup, we used to have three URLs. One, as you said, the configuration. It is the one SAP Business CBC.
Yes, exactly, CBC.
Oh, okay. And what the other two were? What the other
One was development and
one was?
one was kind of test or production, because this is a training scenario.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
Okay.
in a normal case, in your case, if you buy Cloud Cloud,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition, you will have starter system, you will have
Yeah,
development system, test system, and production system.
and production.
Along with that,
CBC firm. Yeah.
CBC, Cloud Identity, Cloud ALM, and BTP will be
Identity for cloud identity for
uh,
what's the role for this?
for all the basic scenarios like adding the user in the user. It allows you to assign the roles and many more. I'll take you there. So So this is the only place. As of now, I can't give access to you as well as me, because this is only one place and only one configuration at a time. So this has already been done. So I will just take you to all the areas and make you understand what it is. So when you have your system, you will have one URL, particular URL for your cloud identity services, and then um, you can do like adding users, identifying, provisioning, and other things. So under the home, first thing is the user and authorization. So we have user management. In this we add all the users. So what you see is as many users are available for this particular system. And also we have an option to add user. So you can give first name, last name, email ID, login name. Is it an employee, customer, partner, public, external, onboardee? So these are different types of users, and the account activation can be done in two different ways. Either send an activation email, like these days we do have double two-way authentications kind of thing. So to activate, we can send an email. To activate, set an initial password or set status active. So we can do either one of these. So in this case, it is set as activation email. So I can just add one example if you want. So that is how we add these users. If I click on this,
I mean, it's
on
a
the right hand.
single. I mean, it is a single system for all the landscape. I mean, creating users for which one? I mean, for development or for production, where we are going to
Everything,
specify that the landscape
everything.
there.
This is only for this is only one link available for the entire landscape you saw, right? And also
Okay.
for central business configuration, CBC, as well as Cloud ALM, BTP, and everything. For all those
Okay.
things to use users, you have to come to this particular URL and add user here. And what you see is what I did was there is an arrow here. When I click that arrow, that particular user's information get displayed over here. And what all information available for a particular user is first is the personal, under user details, personal information, that is user ID. So basically the user ID, this will be SAP user ID. Then global user ID will be there, SCM ID. These are all automatically generated while you create a particular user. And then SCIM ID also get generated, and status is active. This user should be active, then only we will be able to use it later. User type is public, and address and all that not provided here. And next comes the employee information, which is also not provided. Then comes company information, that is also not provided, because we just had the option to provide the basic data. And custom attributes, anything to be mentioned, we haven't mentioned anything. When we go to application side, in central business configuration, this will be the user identification, and all these things are like, as I said, SAP user ID, service provider ID, name ID, organizational ID. It is global. Status is active. Activation time exactly given on 18th of July, 1908. That was the time it got activated. And then custom attribute, we don't add anything. Then BTP account, sub account. So BTP sub account is required because then only you will be able to access the BTP to build UI5 application or Fiori application, and couple more things we can do, integration as well. So so this part contains the BTP user attribute, and then we go to the custom attribute. We don't assign anything. Then administration console. This is important because this is the admin user. That is why in under administration console it has come. And then we go user profile. It's the same as what we saw earlier. SSO solution. So which is we have SAP the SSO solution. So for that SP user ID it will take, provider ID also it will take, server, which server at ZaranTech.com is in this case, but in your case your server will be coming there, and the organizational ID is global and status is active, and custom attributes. S/4HANA Cloud Partner Demo Customizing Tenant. So this is like for all those tenant, we are setting up the user attributes, major user attributes. So that's what it is showing. So say this user, let me take my user S/4HANA 00. So my user will also have access created for each tenant in this particular section. That's what this is showing. So it has to be provided separately for each tenant, and this is the legal information, so not really mandatory. Authentication is this user is unblocked, so this user can be used. Password is configured already. Multi-factor authentication is disabled. We can enable it as well. So password details, if I go, I have to go here. So this shows me the status, password failed login attempt. Like for example, say I tried a password 3 times, wrong password, then password is failed. But in this case, that does not happen because the password failed login attempt shows only 0. Password status is unblocked. So this password is very well or good enough to use. Password reset. How do you want to reset the password? So it says send an email to the user with a reset password information. As like any other application, it will also send an email to reset the password. Maximum number of emails per 24 within a day. You can send 3 emails to reset the password. An email attempt as of now 0.
And how about assigning the tenant? I mean, for which tenant is this user? And for development or for the CVC or production?
So it has got everything. See, if you go here, I think I showed you that for the first user, say applications, CBC, this one, and then SSO solution, then partner demo development. So under application, you will have the separate section which is for each tenant. So this is assigned for all the tenants that we have. So SAP customizing tenant. Remember in this uh, notepad, I have got 3 tenants, and these 3 tenants are mentioned over here for a particular user. So this user is available in the central business configuration. The user is created. Administration console, the user is created. User profile is different. SSO is different. Then comes the cloud partner demo development tenant. Development tenant is the second one, and third tenant is the another customizing partner demo customizing tenant. It can be considered as a test tenant or a production tenant. So the user is user. So for a user, in order to assign to different tenant, you need to have different sections for that. That will be available only in cloud. Is that clear?
Yeah, got it.
So this is the legal terms we don't need. Authentication we discussed, and then groups. Groups are nothing but all the authorizations. So say suppose if you want to assign any new authorization. So these are all assigned, and the first 2 items are not assigned. So if you want to assign, select that. Your assign button is enabled. You can assign, but I'm not doing that because I don't want to make any change. As I said, this is the central thing. So this is how you maintain user for all your tenant. Now we go on to the identity provisioning. Identity provisioning also part of cloud identity service, which is only one central option available. So you will get a particular URL with user and password. That user and password should be the system admin. Okay, so this is provisioning. So how are we provisioning? We can provision the source system, target system, proxy system, provisioning log. That is when we provision it, any error comes or any warning messages, everything will be added in the log. And if you want to reset the tenant, you can do it. So here, what we will do, we will go to the target tenant. So this is the place they mention the source system. So this is the first. This tenant is for this particular one. This is talking about which source system it is. So we have to provide the source system. Then
it will be like a development system, or if we go for the target for production, then the source system will give the configuration and development.
Yeah, correct. Either one of them. So I will. So the source system is that. For example, if you look at here, it is all 04. It's not mentioned what exactly the host is. So here it is a little bit different. So we can't compare that URL with this one, but there is a source system which name as 04 SH S4H IAS as the target system. And description is S4HANA connector for provisioning. And so this is the target. The source, which one was the source? Source was more or less the same. S4 04 S4H IAS. It looks both the same, and we have a proxy system. No data available. Let's check any provisioning logs available. Yes, we have a lot of logs. IAS is the URL which we are using right now. There is a immediate read finished with error. So it'll take you to what error it is. Cannot execute provisioning job in tenant context. So this is something when the initial setup was done, they would have got it. That is why this shows 1st of August. Now we are in the 10th of August, right? So these are very old errors. Those are the job logs, and real-time log. As of now, we don't have any real-time log. So that's about the identity provisioning. So this is the place we provision our source, target, proxy systems, and then
Yes, I
we
mean, it
go.
will be a first thing to do. I mean,
Yeah,
at the time of
correct.
creating the landscape, we need to
Yeah,
create the source and targets over here.
that is why this URL is very important, because in this URL we start everything. We start the user, we add the available roles, groups, everything, and identifying the source, target, proxy system. Say suppose if you want to do a tenant reset, we can do that as well here, but there is nothing. uh, the details are mentioned, so we can read and do the
So, what would
tenant
be the
reset.
source system and what would be the targets? I mean, for which system, for which tenant we should create the source, and for which
That
system we need to create the target.
that up to like say in my scenario, I could say that this is when I looked at in this case, the target system look the same as the source system. So that is the source system. The target system also, if you look at it, it is more or less, no, this is 04 S4H IAS. That the source system, and the target system name is 04 SH HANA, S4H HANA. So this is different. So you have to provide exact. So these are the name of the system. There will be an available system for us instead of this. When they provide you the details, they will also provide the target source system name. That is why we were able to provide that here as these names, not like the host name. Here it is looking different, but this will point to your source, target, as well as your proxy. These are the systems on the on-premise. So we will have a logon to this particular system, 04 S4H S4H IAS system. So this is an on-premise name. So this is not exactly this URL. There will be a connection between this and the cloud URL. So we provide that here, and then yeah, that's pretty much about it. All the systems will be, even if you go to the source, that is shows the identity authentication. So this URL is mainly for the identity authentication. So identity authentication system is available, and your target system is shown as a system on premise, S4HANA on premise system. And then we have a proxy system which is not provided. So basically we have S4HANA on-premise system, as well as we have IAS system. Then this is not related to these ones. These ones are different. And then we go on to the application and resources. Here we will go to applications. So what, remember, we had a lot of bundles on when we defined the scope on the CBC. So these bundles are created here. So each this is bundle. bundled along with a lot of information, application APIs, conditional authentication and access. So what is possible? All those things are available here. So we have 8 bundled applications available with corresponding URL. So all these, so this application is available in our partner demo customizing tenant. That is our third tenant. This one, partner. This one, third one. Likewise, if you look at here, you will also see various configuration. This is the development tenant. So this is the development tenant. The other one is the customizing tenant. So from all that, we have our applications in the bundle.
Yeah, whichever the bundles we activated there, here as a total, it will show. I mean, this bundle under
here,
which tenant, this bundle and under which tenant.
So you said from there to here. No, from here to there. In this place, in the cloud identity services, in the under application, in the application, you can also create application. So this is where we provide. Say, suppose we forgot to provide some ledger app. In that scenario, you can take home URL and provide it here. Display name you can give. Type, you can say that these are all various applications available within the cloud. So we can give one of these application, and then is there any parent application? No. Then you automatically selected the SAML as the protocol. So this is the place you create your application. This is the place you this application get added into the bundle. And from here only this application goes on to our CBC URL, where when we try to create the configuration, it asked us to add the bundle to that particular scope. So those applications and bundles are coming from our cloud identity service. So you should think in your mind that you should have a URL for cloud identity service. Without that, you will not be able to use your CBC or your development tenant or your any test or production tenant. So this is the place where we do all the system admin activities. And then we go on to the tenant settings. Yeah. So this is a place where we actually add tenant details so that these tenants will be available for use. So if you want to have two, say suppose two landscape, 2-tier landscape or 3-tier landscape, that can be added in our tenant settings. Here terms of use document, privacy policy document, all those documents are available here. Say suppose log on. How do you want the log on? So this is an empty log on available. It's nothing much provided. Tenant text. What text you want to provide for the tenant is what it is mentioned. So account register and activation, various keys. These all are keys and values. So these are the account register and activation key value pair. This can be edited using edit button. You can reset to default. You can export, import. So say suppose we have a bundle outside, you can import it. Say suppose you want to take all these things outside, you can export it. So those are possible. And master data. So we have an option here to maintain the master data. So salutation, is say Mr. Miss, say Miss, Mr. If I want to add Mrs. So key will be 003. I'm not supposed to edit, but since this is a very small change, I'm just adding it. That's all. So I missed the dot, so I will have to go edit. So if you click on edit, everything will be edited, and you can click on save. It gets saved. Going to the functions, this is talking about key value 1, executive board 11. So each department or each team member has got a key associated to it. So in the function, that is what it is mentioned. So all our executive members, all our CIOs, CFO, CHO, everybody, vice president, president, everyone is associated with a key. Here, options are you can add one. So you need to provide a key and then value. I'm not doing that. You can edit. So this will provide the option to edit it. We are not going to edit anything. We just cancel it. But as you know, if you want to add an particular person who is part of the key stakeholder, can be added in the master data functions departments. Likewise, department also got a key and value. Value is the department. Key is the key representation number. So if it's a management, in our case, it is 002. If it is an administration, it is 004. Likewise, every team has got a key associated to it. And next we go on to the relationship. This is the relationship key, key value. So customer is 01. Prospective customer is 02. Partner is 03. Likewise, all the available parties will have a key value associated. So when you start doing your cloud, you will come here, add function, you can add department, you can add relationship, industries. So say suppose industry also will have a key associated to it. So aerospace and defense is 01, automotive 02, like that, and languages, possible languages. All the languages are available. Countries also, all the countries will be displayed here. So this is the master data. So if you make any change, if it is used somewhere, it might fail. So that's why I'm not editing anything. And identity provider is something where we have corporate identity provider, social identity provider, authentication providers. So let's see what is corporate identity provider. So we don't have any corporate identity provider as such. We do have social identity provider, that is it is not configured yet, but the provider, social providers, that means in our social media, what all things are available. We do have Google, we do have Facebook, we do have LinkedIn, we do have and Apple. So these are the social identity provider, and you can, these are all not configured, but we can actually go ahead and configure, but you need to know what is the client ID and client SQL. So that is about the social identity provider. And authentication providers, let's see what it comes. There is no, so you don't need to be worried about the identity provider. because they are like corporate identity provider. If you have, you can add. Likewise, authentication providers, you can add. Social identity provider, as I said, it automatically provides, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, XX, and Apple. So from that, you can actually configure it. And finally, we have reporting and monitoring of this particular cloud identity service. So say reporting, it is taking a little bit of time to load actually. So what this showing, so we are selected bundled and charged. These two items during the period March 10 to August 10, what any bundle is changed or any charge is changed, it will be shown in the graph. So in June, it is bundle actually. There is a change in the bundle. There were looks like 18 or 19 bundles are added. Where you look at July, there are around 56, 57 bundles are added. And August again comes the bundle added, which is around 25 or something. So this is one kind of reporting. If I click here, there is only two things selected: bundle or charge. We also have administration console, some specific roles, or tenant. So it will provide you the reporting based upon what you gave, and also date and time. Basically, not date and time, date, from date and to date. So that is the reporting available. Then audit and change log. This is also important. So as of now, we don't have any. So Cloud Foundry, which you will see in BTP, as of now, we don't have no auditing configured. Here in our case, client ID and client secret for audit log, we don't have that. So in this case also, change log also we don't have. But if you want, you can actually add the Cloud Foundry. We will pick from BTP. And then we go on to troubleshooting the log. If we have any log, we can actually go and troubleshoot the log. Say suppose I go here, there is no data available. Oh yeah, we do have data available. And say log details, you can look. This talks about today around 1541. Severity is just information. IP address is given. Correlation ID is given. Message was successful. Authentication successful. So this is a credential thing. Provide. This is all information. We don't have any other errors. Say suppose every time when you log into any one of the tenant, this get logged. So we can come here and troubleshoot the log. So that is pretty much about your cloud identity service. So what you should understand is your cloud identity service will be only one URL that will be handled by the system admin. One system admin will be doing that because your cloud, it will affect all your tenants. So you have to be very careful while handling this particular thing. But this is the place where you define your user authorizations. You define your provisioning part. You define your application bundles. You define your tenant settings. Identity providers are not really mandatory, and if you want to see reporting and audit log, that can also be set up in this particular application. I will go back to the material. And then or as I said, this just talks landscape overview gives the details about what I showed in the picture. So SAP Cloud Identity consists of two different services: Identity Authentication Service and Identity Provisioning Service. That we saw, right? In one URL, we have both. In that is what we saw. Cloud Identity Service has got identity provisioning as well as sorry identity provisioning as well as identity authentication service. Together they provide secure access to the customer's SAP cloud application. This is the first system provisioned, and it is typical to have two tenants, that is test tenant and production tenant. So in this case, we will set up the test and production tenant. But in our scenario, when you look at the administration part, where we look at the tenant settings, we have set up our development as well as our so this is the global tenant. Likewise, all our tenants are set up in this particular section. So that's about the cloud identity. This is very important. Without this,
You mean to say it will be hosting only the two tenants, test and production?
I
mean,
this is said that it's typical to have two tenants, test and production. But in our case, we have dev as well, which is added into the cloud tenant in the tenant area. The URL you can add. But in a typical scenario, yes, test and production will be added. When we talk,
each configuration, you can point it out to either test or to the production.
Correct. SAP Cloud ALM. So is that clear about the cloud identity?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So mainly two part: identity authentication service as well as the provisioning service. So provisioning service also I showed you. So in the provisioning service, we had source, which is the IaaS system, whereas the target is the S4HANA on-premise system. So those were different. And when we go on to SAP Cloud ALM, Cloud ALM is included at no cost in the enterprise support for Cloud Edition package, which is automatically included with any Cloud Edition. So this is also comes as free. I need to check whether our admin enable the Cloud ALM. If not, I will take you to the SAP ALM. SAP has got a public Cloud ALM, and you can use that, and you can do all the settings which required for your scenario as well. Then we have SAP Central Business Configuration. That is something we had seen yesterday. Runs on SAP BTP and is used to activate the business process content in S4HANA cloud system. Next, SAP Business Technology Platform is a platform as a service where you can develop and host integration, extension, application along with wide range of functionality. I will take you to that as well. So let me take you to the BTP. So this is the BTP which is provided by SAP. Because I contacted our system admin who provided the tenant. He said he won't be able to provide the BTP URL. So I had to take it from SAP because I wanted to show you how the BTP URL looks like. So in the BTP URL, you can go to your trial account and let's go to the trial account. So your trial account will be looking like this, And in this case, you need to have a sub account. So sub account is a Amazon Web Service which has already been added. We don't have any. So this is the trial account, and this is the global account. So there will be a global account and a sub account, and here you can also create a sub account, more sub account if required, or sub account from an existing sub account or directory. We can switch to global account or delete the trial account. These are the options possible. And resource provider, you can add, say, suppose if you want to add a resource, resources are all cloud resources. You need to provide either AWS. If you have AWS provider in your landscape, then provide the technical name and AWS access key ID, secret access ID, and other things. So this all will be available with the system admin if they have AWS, or like Azure also has its own client ID, secret ID, tenant ID, region, group, everything will be there. Subscription ID is also important because these are all subscription based applications. So those will be added here. I'm just canceling that. And then we go.
I mean, can I know what is the purpose of the global account and sub account in the starting stage where we see some accounts
Okay.
created? What is the purpose of that?
Okay. The global account will be only one account under which we add all our sub accounts. Sub accounts are like, say, suppose if I go back, you saw AWS in a particular region, right? I think account is here. So this is a sub account which is Amazon Web Services in the region US east side of the US. So I was initially on the east side, then moved to. So this is talking about Virginia. I was in Philadelphia, then I moved to west. That is uh, the Washington, not Washington DC, Washington area. So I can also add, say, suppose I select this and create a sub account. So this is allowing
Can you give
me to
an
create.
example? I mean, how should be what should be the global account and what should be the sub account in
The
that? In
global
my
account
case,
is
or in
something. Global account is something which will be provided automatically. See, this is a trial account. This is, if you look at here, this is the trial version of BTP I took from SAP.
okay.
So the global account will be the trial account with some specific name. Say,
Okay, for
I will
each
switch to
company, for each yeah.
Yeah, tell me. For
I mean,
each
for each
company,
company, there will be an global account. Under that, we need to create one sub account.
not one,
Sub.
not one. You can add multiple sub accounts.
Okay.
So
What
sub
is the
accounts
purpose
are
of one sub account? I mean,
yeah.
for any
Okay.
service or for any data center in the cloud, we need to create one for all that.
Say suppose, yeah, I'll tell you what. Say suppose if you want to get inside and do the development, you need these accounts, sub accounts. So, for example, when I was trying to do this, I actually this is now session timed out, but I took the URL from here, and this is for the development perspective. I'll tell you the other aspects as well. Say in the home, this is not the one. This, if you go to the home, you will see SAP Business Application Studio, CLI for BTP, APIs for SAP BTP. So we mainly use this part because this is where the development comes in. So if I click on there, a business application studio, that will allow me to have a dev space. So this is the same URL as you see here. I am just closing one and go to this. So at the moment this is stopped. So so what I did was I created a dev space giving the name training. I can give a demo as a dev space, and I can select if I want to have a SAP Fiori application, whether I want to have a full stack application, if I want to have a full stack cloud application, or S4 HANA native application. Normally we go with SAP Fiori application to build the UI5 application as part of that. So what happens is the first dev space is stopped. I can either start this or this has already been getting started. Once it is running, we will be able to get inside and do more creation part. So I am just showing this. I don't think you would require this part because this is mainly for the development people. So this is starting and it is running. Now we can get into the demo. Inside that, so this is loading the business application studio for you. It will take a little bit of time. So see, you can, let's say, okay, what I as a person, I can also do the development in UI5. So what I do normally, come here. I don't need to show you all these steps, but we need to create a project, and then so let's say new project from template. That's how the exact process goes. And here it will ask you which type of application you want. You want a multi-target application, UI5 application, pure. I don't need to show you this because I don't think you are going to use this, but this is how a developer will do things. So say suppose I select this and I need to start. This will fill out, okay, do you want to have a basic application, custom page application, list report? Say suppose you select either one of them, certain type of UI elements are not allowed. So you can select one and continue. So I'm just selecting this I will hide. The next step. So here you need to provide either you need to connect to a system. So it will ask you to connect to the system, or this part you are not, you don't work with OData service, right?
No, I mean, if it is connecting with any APIs or any external systems, we can.
Yeah, connect to a system. And also you can connect to OData service. It is, if you choose this, it will ask for the path of the OData service. So you have to give the OData service here. Then it will take the OData service. OData service will have all the details. Say suppose user registration. You have got how many 100 users are there. So you want to display 100 user. So your OData service should have all the user details for the 100 users, and then that data will be picked and used in the application. So this is basically on the development perspective, we do that. We can use standard OData service, but I'm not going further because you are this. I don't think it is really required for you. If somebody asks, you can tell that with the help of BTP, we can create UI5, external applications and many other Fiori applications and all that. You can connect to the system. You can connect to the OData service. You can connect to SAP Business Accelerator Hub, local CAP project. say suppose if you have only metadata document, you can upload that as well. So these are various data sources available for creation of those applications. So this is just that I wanted to show you what BTP looks like. That's what I have shown. So we have seen like two set of things in that identity services. We can't I can't share you with the URL for the training, because we, even for me, I am not allowed to edit or delete. But in your case, first thing comes in the cloud is that first you have to set it up, that then you have to set it up your central business configuration. Then you will have development tenant, you will have test tenant and production tenant. So we can go on to S/4HANA Cloud Systems. The starter system. What is the starter system? The starter system is a pre-configured system with all SAP best practice business processes active, in addition to master data that is used by the partner implementation team to demonstrate business process to customer line of business experts during the fit to standard workshop. Say suppose you you are buying your, or you bought, imagine you bought cloud. So first what they will do, they will come up with your starter system, which is a pre-configured system with all your business SAP best practices, business processes, in addition to master data, which will be used by the partner implementation team while fit to standard workshop. And next comes the development system. So this is something from SAP side for the client, they will show you. And then comes the development system. This is where the business processes are activated, configured, and custom. This comes the customer system, where you can select which processes are activated, configured, and customized. So change made in the development system are transported to test system. So how does it work is we have business configuration, central business configuration tenant, which automatically get deployed into your development system. However, from development to production, the transports will move from test system to production. Also, the transport will move, but the CBC to development is automatically deployed. So you need to know the difference.
I mean, from the starter system, the transport will be moved to the development automatically.
No, starter system is there for you to showcase what all possible best practices, business processes available in each line of business, and from that customer can pick which all best practices to be configured. So that will be done on the starter system. It's like a demo system.
Okay, like a POC. Okay.
And development system is where we do the business process activated, configured, and customized. Changes made in the development system are transported to the test system. And then the test system is the quality assurance environment used to test out configuration and changes made in the development system. After testing and confirming the business processes are functioning as expected, changes are transported to the production system. This is normal. Starter system is a demo system that will be used in our fit to standard workshop.
Yeah.
Fit to standard work. What is fit to standard workshop?
I mean, already options available. We can directly deploy to use this.
No. Fit to standard workshop. During the workshop, we have a starter system wherein all the available best practice business processes are available on every LOB. So this will be, say suppose we do this workshop with finance, we do this workshop with sales, we do this workshop with marketing, we do with procurement, we do with Ariba, we do with HR, every line of business, and from that we will have the configuration expert and the expert from the customer side. So they will identify what all business processes can be used from the standard that will be recorded in our requirement application in Cloud ALM. So that is what we call the starter system, which is used in the fit to standard workshop. Whereas in the development system, we will all the business processes will be activated. Say we have the central business configuration where you enable your application. You don't activate your business processes. No, you just enable your application in that will come into your business system, sorry, your development system. And in the development system you have finance application with its business processes, so you can configure that in the development system. Is that clear, the difference between the
Yes.
CBC and then a test system? As I said, for testing purpose you can transport from development to the test system, and then after testing and confirming the business processes which are functioning as expected, changes are transported to the production system. So the transport happens between the dev system to test system to production system once the testing is successful, and in the production system where customer runs their day-to-day business activities. And there is an SAP for me. So what is SAP for me? SAP for me is one-stop digital platform for customers and partners to use a variety of self-service tools to manage their system, solutions, support cases, and more. SAP for me is essential resource that at the beginning of implementation, because the customer system admin granted IT contact permission will use the system and provisioning dashboard. Remember, I showed that the provisioning uh, of in our uh, which was that cloud identity service. So this is required for the beginning of the implementation purpose, and you can customize the home page by choosing from many different pre-delivered SAP cards, and the calendar shows upcoming product-related events, license key expiry dates, and support sessions. So this is something we don't use as of now. So this will be looking like this screen, SAP for me, and this welcomes my some username, Ellie, and it has got tutorial, favorites, quick access,
I mean,
Ariba,
it's like
and
a launchpad. I mean, it's a service
exactly.
marketplace wherein we log in with the S user, we get all the details of the client, what are the systems installed, what are the keys installed, everything. It's the same, right?
Yes. Yeah, it is more or less the same. And say suppose if you want it to be on your mobile, you can just use the QR code. This is for iOS. This is for Android. Yeah, Google. If it is from the Google Play, then this is the barcode. Sorry, QR code. This is for the another app store. You get all those information. So yeah, as you said, this is more or less like a service marketplace. SAP for me dashboard include customer success, enables partners to manage their cloud and on-premise customers with information about customer products, licenses, and orders. So that's about the customer success. And in SAP for Me dashboard also has got finance and legal, enables customers to manage their SAP orders, payments, license product, and license consumption. Partner solution enables partner to manage, upgrade, and build partner solution and certifications. Partnership enables partners to access the latest SAP Partner Edge news, partnership details, agreements, contracts, and partnership tracks. So this has got everything: customer success, finance and legal, partner solution, partnership, product and portfolio, which enables customer to manage all cloud and on-premise product in their portfolio, in addition to a view of upcoming roadmap innovations. So other than innovation roadmap, you can have your on-premise or cloud portfolio products in their portfolio. Sales and marketing. Sales and marketing supports partners in tracking their pipeline of sales deals and open quotes with customers. So these are available on the SAP for Me dashboard. That's not done. We also have service and support, which helps customer and partner request support, manage support cases, search for relevant SAP key knowledge base articles and SAP notes, and directly access to tools, manage life cycle of product like SAP Roadmap Viewer. I will show you Roadmap Viewer tomorrow because maybe if I get time, I can show now. I have to just search for the URL. Yesterday, actually Thursday, I got that URL for you to show, but I didn't get time to show you. So I will show that. Then current SAP Cloud ALM project that we will see tomorrow. So service and support is mainly like we need support from the from SAP, or say suppose we need a solution, we look for SAP knowledge
we
base.
know about this.
Okay, fine. Systems and provisioning. This is where the customer system admin can provision their purchased SAP cloud solution, keep track of all the cloud and on-premise systems, view and manage remote connections, and see information on license and migration keys. So this is about provisioning, how you provision your SAP cloud solution. Users and contacts is where customers and partners can access information about important contact within SAP and their organization. For example, if you don't have permission to access a system or area you think you should be able to access, use this dashboard to look up SAP system administrator within your organization. So specific functionality, if you want to use, you have to look up for that along with the SAP system administrator. So that's about the SAP for Me dashboard. Next is SAP Cloud Identity Service, which we saw in detail earlier. So SAP Cloud Identity Service runs on SAP Business Technology Platform. So I showed you the Business Technology Platform, this one. So on top of this, the identity service runs. Okay. And include both identity authentication service and identity provisioning service. Both, like remember provisioning service where our source system was the authentication system, S/4HANA authentication system, and our target system was something S/4HANA on-premise system. So that likewise the provisioning was done. Collectively, these services provide single sign-on experience across a customer's system, SAP systems, and ensure the system and data access are secure. So this is like single sign-on, and it'll automatically say, suppose single sign-on is enabled, it automatically allow us to log in. If it is not enabled, it'll ask user and password. So you can ensure that your system and data are secure. If a customer does not already have cloud identity, these systems are automatically provisioned when a customer system admin triggers the provisioning of SAP cloud solution they have purchased through SAP phone. Say suppose you don't have the cloud identity, then you need to have SAP for me so that your customer system admin can trigger the provisioning of any cloud solution that is purchased through SAP for me. So that is why I said SAP for me comes when you don't have an SAP cloud identity. This generate an email notification sent to the system admin where they can activate their cloud identity account and proceed with provisioning their other SAP cloud systems required for implementing SAP S4HANA cloud. So this is the picture which we saw earlier. We went into
Yes,
this
for
one,
the cloud
administration
identity.
URL. Yeah. So that is what that picture shows. It has got both identity authentication service as well as the provisioning service.
Provisioning service. Yeah.
Correct. Next is exploring the system landscape, SAP Cloud ALM. SAP Cloud ALM runs on SAP Business Technology Platform, that is the BTP, and is included in the enterprise support for cloud editions for all customers purchasing SAP Cloud solution. So this is something which comes like automatically. The customer's SAP Cloud ALM system needs to be provisioned through SAP for me, and users needs to be created and assigned permission for each implementation project team member via SAP Cloud Identity. There are three main components of SAP Cloud ALM used during the implementation and after go live for SAP S4HANA Cloud. That is SAP Cloud ALM for implementation, SAP Cloud ALM for operation, and SAP Cloud ALM for service. So what this means? You know about DevOps, right? Have you heard about DevOps? It is a development plus operations, which we use in agile project management. So dev means development or design development and development. Then operations means release, deploy, and then uh, operations and actually testing operations, which all together looks like an infinity image. So that goes with everything. So likewise, this also talks about you can have ALM for implementation purpose, you can have ALM for operations purpose, also for the service purpose. This is how cloud ALM will look like. So you will have implementation part, you will have operations, you will have service. This is highlighted because this is what they were pointed out in the last sentence. And when we exploring system landscapes, especially on SAP Cloud ALM, SAP Cloud ALM for implementation facilities managing the entire implementation process following the activate methodology. Remember, I told you, right? Uh, in Cloud ALM is mainly for project management. So earlier project management steps were different. But in this scenario, the project management steps are from the activate methodology. So like discover, implement, deploy, release, those I'm not exactly saying those steps, but those are more or less the similar steps in the activate methodology. So for that, the entire implementation process will be done. Then turns documented tasks and deliverables into actionable items that can be assigned to responsible team members. See, it has got a documented task which can be turned into actionable items and also get assigned to a particular group, so they will be doing that activity. Allow team members to document task details, mark completion, and enable visualization through visual dashboard tiles in Overview app. So, in Overview apps, you can see the completion of a particular task, uh, and that get visualized when team members, what they do. They document the task detail, mark the completion, and enable the visualization. Generate reports for progress update meetings with the analytic apps. Partner project manager is responsible for setting up the implementation project. So here, who is responsible for setting up implementation project? Implementation project, remember when we looked at our one second, I will actually go again. When we went into the CBC, remember we go to the settings and then switch project. Say, I'm just showing the difference. We have got two different project types. One is implementation and one is evaluation. For us to use is evaluation. Say, suppose if it is implementation, this will be done by the partner uh, group. So I just want to mention that. That's why I went there. So partner project manager is responsible for setting up the implementation project, defining the time boxes for the delivery milestone, setting up the team and roles and assigning tasks, creating system groups and deployment plans, and defining scope based on customers' business processes. So this describes what all activities actually a project manager will do. A project manager will set up the implementation project, define the time box for the delivery milestones, setting up the team and roles, assigning the task, creating the system groups, deployment plan, and defining the scope based on the customer business processes. So that was for cloud ALM, just basic cloud ALM. Now we are going for operations using cloud ALM. SAP Cloud ALM for Operations provides applications targeted to the customer's IT support team for maintaining and monitoring their SAP landscape. Say suppose we have cloud ALM implementation part where we implement everything, and then we go on to the operation side. Operation side will do what? They will be mainly provide the support, because already the development and deployment, build and deployment, everything is done. We need to just monitor and maintain the landscape. So that will be done by the operations group. The operations app have visibility into any systems set up as a managed landscape, and therefore provide an one-step shop for monitoring the health of a customer's entire landscape of integrated systems. So that is talking about the operations. Operations is nothing but mainly providing the maintenance and monitoring of SAP landscape. Now we are going on to the service, SAP Cloud ALM service. SAP Cloud ALM for Service provides applications designed to make end-to-end service delivery process between SAP and customer as transparent as possible. So this is basically the delivery end-to-end delivery between SAP and uh, customer. So for that we use SAP Cloud ALM service. For example, if a customer requests a specific service from SAP outside scope of a standard implementation, they can track all the action items along with the service delivery process, and when they will be delivered, collaborate collaborate with SAP service delivery team, receive a summary of service result and outcomes, and document and assign any follow-up task after the service has been delivered. This is a case where customer requests for a specific service from SAP which is out of the scope of the standard implementation. So you are asking for some custom implementation. So in order to have the custom implementation, Cloud ALM for Service, what it does, it track all the action items along with the service delivery process, and when they will be delivered, collaborate with the SAP service delivery team, receive a summary of service result and outcomes, and document and assign any follow-up task after the service has been delivered. So that's about the service.